Welcome back to a new video, everyone. I'm here once again in Tacoma, Washington, and I'm here at an elementary school where a terrible murder happened of a special education teacher. So again, we're gonna walk up here, show you guys the school, tell you guys about what happened, and then later in the video I'm gonna show you guys her grave. So the lady's name was Jenny Paulson. She was 30 years old, and again, she was a special education teacher here at Boerne Elementary School. Now, Jenny had worked here since 2007. The date of the murder was February 26th, 2010. She had been working here for about 3 years or so before her murder. Now, the shooter's name was Jed Ryan Waits. And Jed waited here at the school in the parking lot for Jenny to show up to work. And when she arrived here at 7:35 a.m., he shot her multiple times. Of course, police and ambulances responded, but she was pronounced dead there on scene. She was shot twice, once in the head and once in the chest. And a neighbor who lived across the street heard 3 total gunshots and heard a teacher screaming, and he looked out and saw Jed Waits. Now, Jed Waits ran down the middle of the street and got into his car. Thankfully, some witnesses were able to give a description of Jed's vehicle, and so the Pierce County Sheriff's Office sent out some deputies to try to locate him. And about 10 miles down the road, they found his car and attempted to pull him over. However, as soon as he got pulled over, Jed got out of his vehicle and opened fire on the deputy. The deputy returned fire and ended up shooting and killing Jed there on the spot. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth did Jed come here and wait for Jenny to show up to work? The reason being was that Jenny was stalked by Jed, and he had been stalking her for several years. The two of them had known each other since she was in college, when they worked together at a cafeteria in Seattle Pacific University. Now, Jenny had actually filed an anti-harassment order against Jed, and she attempted to stay away from him. However, he continued to harass and stalk her over the couple years. Several times, he called her 10 to 15 times per day. And things became even more intense in spring of 2008, about a year and a half before the murder, when he showed up here at the school, walked into the building, but thankfully was stopped by one of the secretaries. Later on that year, she saw him sitting in his car in the parking lot once again. Now, Jenny's family was adamant about saying that Jenny had actually never officially dated Jed. And in fact, Jenny didn't really even like him to begin with, but he just continued to harass her over and over and over again, to the point where it just became unbearable for her. Now, in September of 2008, she filed another order. This time it was a protection order. The first one was a anti-harassment order. And in November of 2008, another woman who actually lived in Ellensburg, which was about maybe an hour and a half or so away, that woman also filed a protection order. So obviously Jed had a history of, stalking, harassing. Now, Watts was actually charged with a 4th-degree assault charge, but was given deferred adjudication. He was put on probation, but it only lasted about 6 months or so. And from what I've been reading, Jed was actually jailed a few days or so prior to the murder, but was released once again. Now, those of you who have been watching my channel for a while have heard me say this same thing that I'm about to say, but I feel like it's important for you guys to know. A protection order or a anti-harassment order is literally just a piece of paper. That is all that that is. And yes, it does give police the ability to arrest someone who's violating that order, but still, it's just a piece of paper. And if someone wants to commit a crime, wants to commit a murder, it's gonna happen. I feel like there could have been a lot more done to protect Jenny, as he knew where she worked and had been stalking her here over and over again over the course of those 2 years. And so he knew where she worked. He knew like what time approximately she would come to work and what time she would leave. And so that's the thing. I feel like the police, they should have done so much more to help protect her. You know, maybe they could have had more police presence at the school in the mornings. You know, maybe they could have escorted her back and forth from her car, you know, something like that. Or maybe she could have just gotten another job somewhere else. That, you know, who knows? Hindsight's always 20/20. But it's just sad that, you know, her life ended in such a horrific way. All right, guys, so I just made it to Calvary Cemetery here in Tacoma, and this is where Jenny Paulson is laid to rest. Now, I am very thankful for a website called billiongraves.com, as I was able to type in her name on their website, and it showed like a map on Google Maps where her grave was in the cemetery. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to find this, as I came here on a Sunday and their office is closed. So there would have been no way I would have been able to just randomly, perchance, walk around and find it, because it's a big cemetery. So anyway, let me just give you some more details about Jenny and just who she was as a person. So Jenny ended up graduating from the First Life Christian Academy in 1998. And from what I've been reading, she grew up in a Christian household, and part of her testimony in her yearbook stated, in quote, "Life Christian has been such an important part of my life for so long. Every year I've spent here, from kindergarten up to 12th grade, has made a major impact on me. I will always treasure the friendships I have made, lessons I've learned, and experiences I've gained through this school." Now, Jenny was also on the A honor roll every semester. So in other words, she was really, really smart and got really good grades. She also participated in volleyball, softball, and basketball, and also served as an editor on the school newspaper. Now, after graduating from the Life Christian School, she ended up attending Seattle Pacific University in order to pursue a degree in special education. And that is when she got the job at that school, working in the special education classroom. So in other words, Jenny gave her heart, her life, to helping out the special needs students, and she loved them dearly. Rest in peace, Jenny. You were taken way too soon in such a horrific way. Rest in peace. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. As always, my name's Harmon. Thanks you guys for watching. Again, if you're new around here and you want to stick around on my channel, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. See you guys later.